Dave, before we come to you, let's hear what Harvey said, because I know that upset you as well,
Yeah.
knowing the victim here as well as you did. Let's play shot number 6.
She has done nothing wrong, and yet is being punished for a crime that she did not commit. I thought we lived in a different kind of world, but I guess I was wrong. Donna has always been a loving and caring wife, and is innocent of the charges. A biased judge and jury were influenced by years of one-sided news pieces and social media.
Dr. Ms. Fulford, this has nothing to do with the character of the defendant or relates to sentencing.
May I just 1 moment, please?
Go ahead.
Thank you.
Absolutely disgraceful.
So, David, first of all, let me just ask you from a procedural point of view, because here it's not a given in the state of New York that anyone could speak on the defendant's behalf. You have to ask permission. Some judges allow it, other judges don't. Just tell me, educate me. How does it work in Florida?
The judge could have cut him off. The judge could have stopped him.
Does the judge have to allow them to speak, or is there, like, what's the as they said, in New York, you have to write a letter ahead of time as a defendant. Can, this one speak, that one speak, and the judge can say, no, I just need to hear from counsel and the defendant. So I'm just curious how it works in your hometown.
It's in the judge's discretion, but the judge also is aware that an appellate court is watching and could say, no, you have to allow the defendant to say something, and the defendant's family didn't say something. So he's going to give in to allowing some members of the family to speak just to make sure everything is fair. But it's up to the discretion of the judge. And he could have cut Harvey off before he even began. And as soon as he insulted the judge by saying that you're biased, I mean, my gosh, he allowed him to continue. And then the Harvey spoke for like 30 more seconds and then stopped, even though I had several pages of notes. And that's because the lawyer, I think, said enough. But shame on the lawyers here, because the lawyers should have reviewed Harvey's comments and Donna's comments in advance and see, no, this is inappropriate. This is going to hurt you. This is bad. And then Donna, after Harvey issued that broadside, should have just allowed him to do it and played the part of good cop, bad cop. But instead, she went in all bad cop. She took her heel persona and just double down on it. And it's not going to help her on appeal. It's not going to help her in the court of public opinion. But as I said, perhaps it helps her now in the present with her grandkids. But at some point, they're going to get old enough where they're going to know the truth.
Donna, would you, when you have a defendant who's going to speak, do you write your remarks? Do you have them write it and you edit it? How do you, show us a little bit how the sausage is made behind the scenes.
Yeah. So it completely depends on whether there is an opportunity to have the words make a difference, to be honest with you. And if the words are going to make a difference, then rarely do I want a client to formulate them all on their own. But if they're not going to make a difference and they just want to speak from the heart, I let them do it. I would have done the same thing that this defense attorney was doing for both of these. For Harvey and Donna, like, nothing they were going to say was going to change any minds. They started talking motion stuff, and I'm sure all the motions, post-trial motions, had been made. They fell flat. So just let these two old people talk, because, Donna's going away for life. And the next time that she's going to be outside of a prison, it's going to be in a box. I hate to say it, but that's the case. So let them speak their piece.
David, what's next? She's done. Her son is done. Now there's no name Wendi floating around out there. Fill us in.
I think that Wendi will be indicted by Thanksgiving. That's my prediction. I don't have any inside information, but the jury foreperson in this case came out and said on social media right after the verdict that, yes, of course, Wendi was involved. She will be charged in her view. And remember, this case wasn't about Wendi. It was about Donna. So if the jury foreperson is saying, yeah, Wendy's guilty too, when you only saw like a small part of the evidence against Wendi in court, then I think her goose is cooked. I think they're going to indict her, but I've been wrong before, so we'll see.
Okay. David, I really just want to go out of my way. I don't know if we've ever covered a case here. I know I don't believe I've ever covered a case where one of the participants knew anyone involved, especially the victim. And, I just want to express my condolences.
Thank you, Art, and thank you, Jonna. This is an important discussion because, Danny really was a believer in justice, and he used to debate people all the time. He would have wanted due process, a fair trial, and that's what these defendants got. And so for Donna to go ahead and say that Dan would be on her side is really appalling. And also the other part of Harvey's comments, which we didn't see in that clip, was when Harvey attacked Danny's parents. I mean, as if they haven't been through enough. For Harvey to attack the parents of the victim and call them liars is just like, haven't you hurt them enough? And so I don't know if Harvey's ever going to be charged with this crime, but I told you about my thoughts about his daughter, Wendi. So I don't think this is over yet.